Greetings, subjects. This is vlog number 3. No, it's not. It's vlog number 5, idiot. This past week, the Royals have touched down in Melbourne and everybody is losing their collective shit.
Has anybody seen my shit? Anybody?
There is massive coverage in the media, blockades, barriers, people waiting for hours in line just to get a glimpse of the recently nuptialated couplet. And look, I get it. I get the hype. There's something about them. There's this pull about the Royals. This magical pull thing. I even found myself in a 20-minute, 5-hour Google spiral in which I discovered that Princess Margaret has never once in her life tasted tap water, and that Harry refused to try the native pepperberry in a Melbourne restaurant last week because he's not the biggest fan of spice. One way of looking at it is that the royal family are an institution. They are a symbol of grace, poise, dignity, tradition. Another way of looking at it is they are the world's most famous doll bludgers.
Charles? Charles,
What, Mother?
have you got a diary? Mother, you should not be smoking. Oh, pipe down. I'm celebrating.
Why do I wear this clothing? My butt crack is so gosh darn sweaty. Naturally, I've read a lot of theories over the years on the royal family, one of which is that they're all lizard people who occupy Buckingham Palace in a massive sauna. Which checks out. Think about it. Queen Elizabeth. A lizard bath. We love discussing the royals. We love hearing about every little piece of minutiae in their lives. I mean, there are some truly ravenous beast fans out there.
I haven't got the internet. My grandchildren won't let me look at the internet because they thought I would probably buy it a lot.
But my question is why? Why are we so obsessed with the royal family? So I stumbled upon an article on glamour.com by a writer named Abby Gardner, who has a pretty damn interesting explanation for this. She basically says that from watching the news every day, the world can begin to feel like a bit of a garbage fire. I love that term. And people's anxiety is only increased by the speed of the news cycle these days. Although recently Abby was finding that there was one particular reprieve from the all-round panic-inducing negative Nancy news, and that was consuming royal content. And part of it, she acknowledges, is down to the glamour, the hair, the clothing, the cherubic children. Wait. But apparently there is something in particular that is so calming about finding out about every last piece of protocol and every bowel movement of every distant lord, and it's this. Clinical psychologist Donna Rockwell, who specialises in the area of celebrity and fame, cool job, says that the feeling that Abby is experiencing when she consumes royal content is much like what a child would feel when finding peace in boundaries and structure. And that in the same way, when an adult is feeling a sense of inner chaos, it's comforting to be able to observe something of structure. So it's actually a neurological process of relaxation which occurs when we see the Queen and the royal family. Basically, the effect is we feel a sense of order and safety, and it tends to trigger the reward centers of our brain. One moment that is referenced in the article is Queen Elizabeth's meeting with Donald Trump earlier this year, at a point in history where certain leaders are erratic and polarizing, to say the least. We see the monarch being gracious, and it acts as an anathema to the confusion and lack of structure that we see happening in the world, or at least through the news currently. There is actually a benefit to learning mundane pieces of information about a group of strangers who you will never, ever meet. And that benefit is a way to de-stress your system. It's a palate cleanser, so to speak. And look, at the same time, I also totally see the criticism. Number 1, the monarchy has a bad habit of colonising countries without consent. It may be enjoyable and, indeed, beneficial to consume their daily lives. But should we take them that seriously? I mean, if we dismantled hierarchical forms of power, maybe we would stop deferring our own personal power, be leaders of our own lives, and queens of our own hearts. But seriously, what do you think? Are the royals a good form of stress relief? Am I full of shit? Would you like to visit Queen Elizabeth's private lizard sauna? I would definitely. So I hope you enjoyed this week's video. If you like it, please give it a bit of a little thumbs up thing or subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you next week. Bye.
Is home and away on, Charles? Turn it on immediately or I'm wasting my goddamn life.